They say betrayal hits hardest when it comes from the person who swore to protect you. My name's Elena Carter, and I once believed loyalty meant everything. Until my best friend, my sister in every way but blood, stabbed me for fame and money. She thought she'd buried me. She was wrong. I met Harper Lowell on a Tuesday morning in 2017. It was raining hard New York rain, the kind that doesn't fall, it attacks. My coffee slipped, splattering across both our shoes in the WeWork lobby. I apologized. She laughed and said, "At least now we're officially bonded by caffeine and chaos." That was Harper, confident, bright, magnetic. She made you feel like you were the most interesting person in the room, even when she clearly was. We discovered we both freelanced in tech, me as a UX designer, her as a marketing strategist, and that we both hated working under people who didn't understand our vision. Within 2 weeks, we were brainstorming startup ideas over late-night ramen and cheap wine. By the end of that month, Pulse Now was born. An app designed to help people track not just productivity but emotional well-being. My idea, my sketches, my sleepless nights. Harper brought the charm, the storytelling, the pitch magic. We balanced each other perfectly. Our friendship became the kind people envy. We finished each other's sentences, shared secrets, dreamt of escaping mediocrity together. Harper once said, "When we make it big, promise me we'll never let success change us." Promised. Only one of us meant it. 2 years later, our work paid off. A big investor, Grant Mitchell, a known venture capitalist, offered us $2.3 million in seed funding. We cried, laughed, hugged. I remember saying, "We did it." Harper raised her glass, smiled, and said, "No, I did it." I thought she was joking. She wasn't. First, it was little things. Harper took over investor calls without telling me. She changed our website bio. Now she was listed as founder and CEO, while I was creative lead. I confronted her gently. She brushed it off. "It's just optics, Lena. Investors like a single point of contact." Optics. That word still makes my stomach turn. She started making executive decisions without me, hiring her cousin as social media manager, approving expensive dinners, adding her name to every file. Then the press started calling her the genius behind Pulse Now. She didn't correct them. When I finally sat down with our accountant, he showed me unauthorized transactions. Harper had used company funds for personal trips, clothes, and a corporate retreat in Miami that never happened. I asked her why. She laughed. "You can't expect me to live off startup wages when I'm building the brand. I am the brand." I wish I could say that was the moment I walked away. But I didn't, because she was my best friend. Then came the email. It was 2:13 a.m. when I found it. A forwarded message, likely by mistake. From Harper Lowell to Grant Mitchell, subject, transition plan. Once Pulse Now's paperwork is refiled under my sole ownership, I'll handle Elena's exit quietly. She'll get a payout, no hard feelings. My hands went numb. I reread it 12 times. Sole ownership. Elena's exit. The next day I went to our office. Harper was all smiles, acting normal, pretending nothing had happened. She looked up from her desk and said, "You okay? You look pale." I just smiled. Just tired. That night I didn't sleep. I backed up every file, design drafts, source code, emails, even voice memos. I called a friend in cybersecurity, who helped me archive our entire server legally. I wasn't sure what I'd do with it yet, but I knew I'd need proof. 2 weeks later, she called a board meeting. "Elena's stepping down," she announced. "She's decided to explore freelance work again." A lie. A printed resignation letter sat on the table, with my signature forged. I stared at it. My voice caught. "You forged this." She smiled, cold and perfect. "Elena, it's for your own good. You're too emotional for this level of business." That was the moment something inside me broke. But not in the way she hoped. I didn't scream. I didn't confront her. I went silent. Because revenge isn't about reacting. It's about calculating. I met with a lawyer, Evan Morales, who specialized in corporate fraud. He looked over my files and said, "She made one mistake. She underestimated you. You've got enough to burn her to the ground. But you'll need patience." Patience was something I'd learned too well. While Harper toured talk shows and podcasts calling herself a self-made visionary, I began quietly building a new startup, Pulse Technologies, a better, cleaner version of what we'd started. Using my own original code, I hired a small team under NDA, people who believed in transparency. And then I called Maya Thompson, a journalist from TechTruth Weekly, known for exposing fraud in Silicon Valley. When we met, she said, "You sure you want this out there? It's going to get ugly." I slid a flash drive across the table. It already is. For the next 2 months, we worked in secrecy. Maya fact-checked every claim, verified timestamps, and even tracked Harper's falsified incorporation documents. Meanwhile, I played my role perfectly. I liked her posts, commented congratulations, even sent her flowers for her Forbes feature. She thought she'd won. But I was building her obituary, professionally speaking. The first sign of collapse came from within. One of her assistants, an intern, messaged me anonymously. "You should know Harper's been trying to scrub your name from all early code credits. She told us you were a contractor." That was the final nail. I sent the evidence to Maya. 3 weeks later, TechTruth Weekly published, "The Woman Behind Pulse Now: How a Startup Darling Built Her Empire on Betrayal." It hit like a thunderclap. Within hours, it was trending nationwide. #PulseNow scam, #fake founder Harper. Her investors went silent. Her PR team issued no comment. The story wasn't speculation, it was airtight. Every screenshot, every file, backed by time-stamped proof. Harper called me at 1:27 a.m. "Elena, what the hell did you do?" I said quietly, "I told the truth." Then I hung up. But my revenge wasn't complete. Not yet. A week later, I received an email from NYU's Tech Ethics Panel. They were hosting a Women in Innovation conference. Guess who the keynote speaker was? Harper Lowell. I smiled. Fate had a sense of humor. The night before the event, I sat in my apartment surrounded by evidence. Contracts, timestamps, her fake signature on my resignation letter. I slept 2 hours rehearsing my speech in my mind. The next morning, I walked into the grand auditorium wearing black. Clean, quiet power. Harper was already on stage greeting people with her trademark confidence, though I could see the tension behind her smile. When she began her keynote, she talked about leadership, female solidarity, and the power of honesty. My stomach twisted. Her lies echoed through the room like poison-coated words. When the moderator called my name, I stepped up to the microphone, calm and steady. "Integrity," I began, "isn't just a word. It's what you show when no one's watching." The room went still. I clicked the remote in my hand. Behind me, the projector lit up. Email screenshots. Forged contracts. My designs dated months before her filings. Even the resignation letter, zoomed in to reveal the forgery in pixel detail. Gasps rippled through the audience. Harper's smile faltered. "This," I said softly, "is what betrayal looks like dressed up as friendship." She stood, tried to speak. "Elena, this isn't." I raised my hand. "Don't." Security escorted her out minutes later as the audience whispered. The clip hit social media within an hour. By nightfall, it had 3 million views. By morning 10. Her empire collapsed overnight. Investors pulled out. Her reputation crumbled. Her name became a warning in every startup circle. But the revenge wasn't loud for me, it was quiet. Because for the first time, the truth spoke for itself. 3 months later, Pulse Now was finished. The app was taken down. The company dissolved under lawsuits. Meanwhile, TruePulse Technologies launched publicly. The same idea, this time with integrity. Our tagline, built on honesty, designed for healing. We hit 100,000 downloads in 3 weeks. Investors lined up. The same reporters who once praised Harper now called me the real visionary. But the part they didn't see was the silence that followed. Revenge doesn't heal you. It empties you. Sometimes at night, I'd scroll through old photos, Harper laughing, our first office, the champagne toast. I didn't hate her. I pitied her. She'd gained the world and lost her soul. Then one day a letter arrived. "You were right. I lost everything. I'm sorry. I hope someday you can forgive me. H." There was a check for $50,000 inside. I tore it in half. Forgiveness isn't about letting them off the hook. It's about finally letting go of the weight they left behind. Now, when people ask me how I survived it, I tell them this: betrayal doesn't break you. It shows you who you are when you have nothing left to lose. And revenge? Revenge is the art of telling the truth, loud enough that they can't hide from it. If this story moved you, don't just listen, act. Hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel Revenge Uncut. We're building a community where truth always wins, and silence never means defeat. Help us reach 5,000 subscribers so we can keep exposing stories like this. Stories of betrayal, justice, and quiet strength. Because here on Revenge Uncut, we don't just tell stories. We deliver justice one truth at a time.